Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for War 5 of the season. We've got number 1, GT40, up against number 2, L0ki. GT40 is like defending champions, I think 2 seasons in a row now. What's up, Saliz and Agent? Shout out to a couple of my buddies. I've got 8 fights for you. Lizer loaded me up. I could not be more excited to get these to you. And some cool stuff happened here. Like, we're talking a lot on this channel about the difference between being a master with a champion or being like proficient with them. I'm still definitely not a master with Miguel. I'm not going to claim that, but I know I jumped some levels and it happened in this war. Some stuff just clicked. Like I said, we've got 8 fights. Let's get to this as quickly as we can. This first fight here is up against, so I call him Saliz. Maybe it's Chavez. I think it's Saliz though. His America Chavez. We've got Vivified, which is obviously a problem. I like how they're spelling this out now. That's combat power rate. And then we've got brute force. I was a little concerned. This is a tough defender. I've died to her before. It was a couple seasons ago. Campo put out some great videos on how to fight her properly. So I was really going to focus on obviously keeping my wither up. Something Lizer's talked to me about. She's talked about it in the recent conversation videos we've done. That look, they only have 150,000 health, right? You can do this. So you're going to see me. I wanted to start off with a parry and then a heavy. So we've even added an exhaustion now. I don't think I actually pulled it off, but I wanted to interrupt the first part of Chavez's heavy. Baiting these SP1s, I obviously want to do. I don't want to send her to her SP2. Having the wither up is obviously extremely helpful. So let's see here. Yeah, I knew I didn't get the first part of her heavy, so I just let it go. Now, when she throws her special, my wither and that exhaustion should combat that power gain. See, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's why I was okay with just letting her go all the way to the end of her heavy. And then when she throws that special one, we actually reverse that power gain thanks to Spiderman, the way he works. SB2 kills her. Lizer, only 130,000 health. You can do this. You can do this. So that felt great. It felt good to get that going. This was a Saturday war, so really busy, family time, all that normal stuff. Now, you've probably seen me take this fight before. It did not go well, but I somehow figured it out. We got it down. It went, I got it down. But it did not go smoothly. I think it took me the whole 4 or 5 minutes there, pretty close to power snap, which Miguel just handles because he doesn't gain buffs. Outlast, pain in the butt, not much you can do about it. Backup recovery. This is really going to be important. When you get to 50% health, the defender gains a burst of 30% power. I really don't want her doing that because her SB2 is a brutal. So I am going to have the white Magneto pre-fight here, which is going to be really helpful. It'll allow me, it's almost like an insurance or like a parachute here. If things are going that bad, I can always try to parry stun her and hit her, not worry about getting the power burn or the auto block. So the whole plan here was to hit her block as much as possible if she goes passive. One that gets her sync shield down, that's the purple or pinkish passive there. You see that going down. And then it also allows me to get my ruptures going. You can see I've already got 12. And I really don't want to lose my wither if I can avoid that happening. One of the things that happened in my previous attempts with this is I got stuck getting to my SP3, so I chose not even to use an SP1 boost here. And she doesn't have her sync shield charges. She does have her spider sense. She needs both to auto block, so I can freely hit her right now. Now I'm not happy because what's happened is now I've lost my wither. I've lost my wither, which means when she gets to 50% health, she may gain that massive power, and I really need her to not do that. So you can see I'm going to be punishing things when I can with my heavy. It seems to get around her auto block there. You're going to also see me make a couple of calculated decisions on throwing, even though she does have a sync shield and a spider sense charge. And then right about now, I thought I had found complete privacy, but my 6-year-old and my puppy decided they wanted to come and visit me. So I got a little bit distracted. But right here, this is where this really came into play. Having the white Magneto pre-fight. Watch, I'm gonna that was just an accidental intercept. It's just muscle memory. I didn't even mean to do it, but it happened. I got a little lucky there. It just would have been power burn, which might not have been bad in this case. And then you can see I used that. She tries to auto block it, which then allows me to get the spider sense charge down. She was about at 50% health, not quite, which allowed me to parry stun, throw my SB2 with a high degree of confidence. She was not going to auto block it. We got the wither on. Instead of her gaining that power, she lost it. It was a really cool moment. I was very proud of myself for kind of the presence of mind to do that with a whiny puppy and a 6-year-old at my in the room, kind of trying to get my attention. So, and then now after that happened, once I got through that 50% marker with her, I was very, very fine. I knew this was going to be fine. Even if I hadn't, we could have figured some things out. I had plenty of health. Like I said, I've had a version of this fight go quite poorly, pretty sideways, and still clutched it out. So I knew I'd be fine, but you don't want to push the boundaries if you don't need to. So now it's just going to be about, see here, I'm going to do the heavy here. That seems to be safe. And a couple of you did explain to me, you think that actually is not a bug. And I'm beginning to wonder if you're right. If you're punishing her heavy or her SP1, you land your heavy, maybe she's not supposed to auto block that, which would be another nice way to get some damage in on her there. So that was really happy. I was very, very happy with that fight. Going smooth. That's for me, that's like one of those places where experience just helps so much, right? All right, so now we're going in against this fight against Sasquatch. This is that node 26. This is a really brutal node. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure I should show the node here. Let's get to it. I might get out the video. I don't know. The video, just the war had so many bugs. I actually died to this fight last war. It's got the unstoppable armor, so you've got to keep an eye on that countdown. But then, complicating matters is this window of opportunity: stun, blood in the water, and then defective defense. So you really don't want to be taking blocked hits. It's actually how I died in the previous war. He just hit me in the block so many times, I eventually died. Window of opportunity, stun. It ends up crossing over and sharing the same timer as the global. Really frustrating, very annoying. And so I've been trying to play the fight completely stun immune and land my heavy, which will land my exhaustion, which will cancel out Sasquatch's Wrath of Tanarak. But there's something about the heavy. It's a timing thing. Biggs in my alliance has been working with me on that. I really appreciate that. But I didn't have it down. So I thought, okay, eventually the opportunity of stun timer and the global timer will cross over. But when the window of opportunity stun timer goes down for the first time, I know it's down. I know it's down. Even though the timers will go over each other, you'll see it. I know it's down. And I have, what is it, the 12 seconds? That's the perfect time. I'm going to land a parry then. I'm going to land my stun, get the exhaustion on. I don't have to worry about Wrath of Tanarak. And then I'm going to play Miguel very aggressively. I'm going to hit it into Sasquatch's block. And I'm going to do everything I can to not let him hit into my block, right? You see why that would be a bad thing. I'm going to go ahead and place the indestructible boost. I was more concerned with that than with actually making sure I get to recycling SP2s. I didn't have the power back boost anyway. And so you can see this is going really well. Miguel has a nice evade. He's very fluid champion to play. Sometimes the timer gets a little closer to the window to evade, but it's fine. Unfortunately, Sasquatch triggered the global right then, and it kind of threw me off, and you can see the delayed reaction there. Really glad I went with the indestructible boost, but I know I still have a few seconds here, right? If I can just get a parry then, I got it on, landed my wither. Now I don't need to worry about Wrath of Tanarak. I mean, eventually maybe I will, but every time I dex, I'm not just pausing my wither, I'm also pausing the exhaustion. So I can keep that up for a long time. You can see this here, right? So now I'm gonna work my way slowly in my SP2. If he wants to come at me, I'm gonna dex, I'm gonna hit his block, which is putting up the ruptures. This is what I was talking about, where some things about Miguel's kit and how to fight nodes and defenders just really clicked for me. Experience goes a long way for me. I'm much better the second or third time I take a fight than I am the first time. And this is a fight that I think really shows that. I was able to kind of game plan, learn from some mistakes. Still ran into the global there, as you can see. But it is what it is. It's fine. Mistakes are going to happen. No big deal. And now I pretty much just need to get to my SP2. Like where his health bar is at. I'm going to be mindful of the global, of course. Like it's triggered there. I think I had forgotten about it a little bit. I don't have a ton of debuff stuff, but that's okay. That's okay. I know the evades. The wither is still up, so I'm not worried about Wrath of Tanarak. I don't want him hitting into my block too much. Just keep it calm. Just keep it calm. You're Spider-Man here, right? You're going to be all right. So here we go. Baited that heavy, come in for the SP2, punish, does some nice damage. It's not a ton. It doesn't finish off the fight. It's fine. The point is to get out of here. We've only been here for 2 minutes, so not a problem. I run Despair. I've got plenty of debuffs on, so I'm not worried about that. The exhaustion finally fell off, but it bought me so much time being on. The SP1 finishes off. I just felt really good about that fight. At no point was I ever concerned it was going to go sideways. Just really comfortable with Miguel's kit and getting it into basically working against that fight. You can see Lizer there with the kudos. It's always cool when your BG mates and especially your BG leader is there watching, cheering you on. So took a little break, and then now stepped into these fights. This is Unstoppable Armor, Spite, and Rise to Power. Now here's more what I'm talking about with Miguel and his kit. Like we pretty much show all of it in this video. It's awesome. We don't need to worry about Spite because we're not going to get buffs. Rise to Power, normally that's a real problem, right? You're going to knock them down, then when they hit into your block, they're going to gain 30%. Not when you have a wither up, and not when you're just parrying, heavying, landing exhaustion, which is further reducing their power gain. Watch this. This is really cool. This is really cool. And then we're going to work our way to our SP3, land that, which lands a slow, a 25-second slow, which will just handle the global, and will handle if Juggernaut gets power to throw specials. Watch this. This is awesome. So just finish that off, Dex to pause our wither, and then watch this. Watch when he hits into me. Watch what happens with this power bar. It actually goes down. This will happen again. He's not going to get, if I played this slowly enough, he would just never get to a bar of power. It'd be really awesome. We do need to remember to Dex so that we can keep our wither up, right? We want to pause that timer, but we've got our 5 exhaustions, which is the max. We've got our wither. Might as well throw our SP3. The slow is now up. Every time we Dex, we're going to pause the wither, the exhaustion, and the slow. It's a beautiful thing. Like, this guy's kit is so well put together. I mean, we even got an elongated stun there off of the SP3. Dex, the exhaustion, the wither, and the slow is all paused. I guess Juggernaut did finally get a bar of power. I don't remember if he ever does get off a special. I think he was just so confused. He's like, what is going on? We don't need to worry about the unstoppable from the global. And I think right here, I wasn't sure if this would kill him. I remember this moment, actually. I think I do eventually go in and decide I was going to be fine. I have so many debuffs up that SP2 was going to hit really, really hard. And Miguel just crushes it. Just crushes it. Toying with Juggernaut. Feels good. Many, many years ago, I used to dread fighting Juggernauts. Now, going up against Agents Magneto. Similar thing. Understanding Miguel's kit, how to attack a node and how to attack a defender, right? I don't need to worry too much about Magneto's unstoppable here unless I miss a parry, which does happen a couple times in this fight. But so I don't need to go to the slow. We're just going to take care of kinetic transference, meaning when he hits into my block, if I've got that wither up, I've got those exhaustions. You guys saw the Juggernaut fight. You know how that's going to go. So it's just about taking Miguel's kit. You don't have to use every part of his utility, which is something that I was struggling with a little bit. I mean, we did great. I was having a very good season, but you could improve upon some fights, take some more difficult fights. It just clicked for me finally. And that happens with practice, right? That's what we talk about. Practicing champions, playing them before you rank them up. That's really helpful. So here we go. If he wants to go defensive, I'm going to hit into his block. I'm going to take advantage of my ruptures. You don't have to do that. If he goes defensive, that's what I'm going to do though, right? Okay, cool. So then he hits into my block. I've got my wither up. I've got my exhaustion. He's going to be losing some power. Bait these SP1s. I prefer baiting those and dexing those than the SP2. And I'm just going to keep this up. I'm going to keep up this process, dominate this fight, not use a lot of items. I know I miss a parry at some point. I'm almost positive I do. Let's see. But there you go. So we're just going to kind of repeat this process over. I'm already getting excited to talk to you about the next fight. It's one you've seen me take before, but I think it went even better. Or just as well, anyway. And I know how this war went. So, okay, here we go. We're going to get to the SB2. We've got another wither up. I mean, this guy's not going to gain any power if he hits us, but I don't think he's going to get a chance to really get to do anything with it anyways. Going to go in here, throw our SP1. Pretty sure this is going to finish him off. Normally, the SP1, it's for applying those physical vulnerabilities, which means your ruptures are going to hit even harder. But it was a nice chance to just end that fight right there. All right, so now moving into this Mojo. You've seen me take this before. I was very used to taking it with Mr. Negative. He handles the fight. I enjoy the fight with Mr. Negative. I think I might enjoy it even more with Spiderman 89 Miguel when he's got the anti-venom synergy there. Kinetic Transference, same process. You've seen that in a few fights in a row here. Now, the big thing to keep in mind was the feats of Indestructible. So when I get to my SP2, the defender here, Mojo, is going to get an elongated Indestructible. It's pretty long. You just need to remember it. You just need to remember that it's there. Let it run its course, or, you know, some of the course. That's one of the things I kind of like about this fight with Mr. Negative, because that degen takes so long, so you can apply it a little early if you want to. With Miguel, you want that Indestructible off. Looks like I made a little mistake in the beginning. I'm actually kind of trying to, I saw this from a Karate Mike video, actually. You know, I was trying to practice it a little bit, but we're going to Dex to pause the timer, then parry stun to take advantage of the kinetic transference. And I was like, yeah, I get it, Mike. Like, this is a way to prevent Mojo from ever throwing a special. At some point, I think I miss a parry or I miss a reparry or something. Something happens, if I remember correctly. Maybe it's already happened. Where I was like, I'll leave that to Karate Mike. But it's a great tactic. It's a great tactic. You see how much control of the fight you have. Now I just need to let that Indestructible fall off and I didn't want to throw him SB3. I want to throw SB2 because I want to end the fight. I want to end the fight. That's it. Like, it's amazing. It is amazing. Spider-Man 99 is so well suited for today's game. He's just amazing. Now we're going into this fight against Longshot. We're finally using a Human Torch. We've brought in our pre-fight. Liza even made sure I had a guidance boost, and you'll see why to get that nice passive power stun here. It's because it has Conflictor. So if I was landing regular hits from Human Torch, that'd be the Incinerate, which would be giving Longshot some power once in a while, or my parry stuns could maybe not land, and then more power for him. So we're going to go with the passive stun from the White Magneto pre-fight, and we're going to go with our own Human Torch pre-fight for those passive. I can't remember what he calls him anymore. I don't know. The Human Torch thing. I haven't played Torch in a long time. He's been banned, and I've been using a variety of other champions. And so you're going to see me make a mistake here. I'm going to go medium, light, medium. I went medium, medium. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. It gives him the prowess, and I receive no benefit from it. But all right, fine. I make a mistake. Yeah, I'll allow myself a couple of war. So here we go. And we're just going to do medium, light, medium, or even better, medium, light. That way, when I go in with the next medium, it doesn't count for that prowess for Longshot. I think medium, light, medium would be fine. Either way, you see how this fight's going. I'm going to bait these SP1s. At some point, I decide to not even, yeah, there we go. I don't even dex them. I just don't want to mess with anything. I'm sure he's got Mystic Dispersion. Feels like a great way to play this matchup anyway. It's just going to help my temperature, as you see right there. So everything's just going to last longer. I mean, Human Torch versus Longshot, it's a great matchup. Brought it in. This was definitely a specialized fight here. Throw the SB2. Boom, bam. We're done. Move on to the 8th and final one of my fights for this war. Now, this war was very, very close. In fact, it was kind of a funny joke. I think we each had 69 attacker kills, and we had 3 defender kills. They had 4. So the war was, that's how tight this war was. As it started to go on, I get the sense maybe a lot of their players are European, and you could tell they stopped attacking. I think they probably went to bed. Well, a lot of our players are North American and Central American, and so we kept attacking. We had some tough. This is a tough map. These are tough fights. It's understandable. People didn't solo all of them, but the war was still close. I think it was like 9-3 as far as defender kills, but we had significantly moved ahead in attacker kills. So going into this fight, you've seen me. I've soloed this fight every single time. Yeah, I used to take with Magic, right? We did some with Archangel, I believe. Now going in against this Mangog with Spider-Man 99. I've never died to this fight. I really believe, though, that I could see how it can go wrong. I really can. I think you use your indestructible boost and you just play Miguel, right? If they're going to go passive, cool, man. We're going to hit you and we're going to rupture you to death. If you're going to come at us, we're going to dex and pause all of our debuffs. We're going to punish you for it. Maybe we'll get some nice reparries going. We'll land some exhaustions. It's just really, how do you want to attack him? I think trying to do all of his utility in one fight, that's where I kept going wrong. You saw me solo a lot of them, but sometimes it was a little closer than you'd want. You keep an eye on the global here, right? Because he can go unstoppable when he gets that armor up. That's what that whole global is about. We're going to punish this here. And I remember, I think I make a small mistake, but I'm just so comfortable in the fight, it didn't matter. He's actually going to get into his rage mechanic, if I remember correctly. He's going to go unstoppable and unblockable. This was pretty late in my evening. It took us a while to get to it because it's a Saturday, so everyone's a little bit busy. So this was pretty late in my evening here. I think I was pretty much getting ready for bed. There we go. It took a little while to get that heavy off. As I saw it, I'm happy it landed. I lost my Wither, so I want to get that off again. Got to be mindful of the global, so I should go and throw my SB2 here. Let's hope I do. There we go. But you can see, then this is, yeah, I remember he went unstoppable and unblockable, and that's fine. You can just wait it out. If you have a bar of power, you can try to intercept with a special, which will turn that off. But as you can see, he's already almost out of his rage stacks. It's now over. I know it's scary when a defender goes unstoppable and unblockable, but you can wait that out. Looks like, again, my reactions were a little slow, but I got off a nice little dex there. Little punish to get out of the corner, and then I made sure that I could get in my attack before he was able to throw his SB2, because he would have gone unblockable there. So 8 fights, 8 solos. The worst one was actually the fight I'm by far the most comfortable with, this one against Mangog. Felt great. I mean, we're knocking out Mojo, we're knocking out Peni Parker, Sasquatch on No 26, which is a very difficult fight. It just felt great to do this against the #1 ranked alliance and help my team successfully navigate this map. So now you can tell I'm setting something up. I've been trying this whole time. So So there we go, right? Oh, congrats to Mad Cat. He went over 100 fights in a row solo, right? Deathless. Congratulations, man. That's some awesome. It's been cool to be in your BG and watch that happen. So here we go. As I'm going to bed, we are losing in defender kills 4-9. We have 121 attacker kills though to 83. And like I said, these fights are getting progressively more difficult. So I went to bed like with not a ton of hope, but a little bit. And let's see, I wake up the next morning and this is the score. It is 148, 133. Each alliance has now at 9 defender kills. We've only got 2 defenders left to take down. We take them down. It's looking good for us, right? My boy Psycho Billy in my own BG. Here's his matchups. He's got to take 2 fights. That's a lot of pressure on this guy. And he crushes it. He crushes it. He gets them both. They have another death in there somewhere. We win this war. I always say thank you to our MVPs of Cam, myself, and I think that was Clown there. I'm just so excited. And then thank you, Clown, who's continued on the very cool PR rankings from L0ki that was created by Taters. It's just really fun. It's a way for us to see how we did. We get points based on our solos, how tough the node was. A lot of stat keeping goes in with it. And Taters used to create these really beautiful cards, and you'd get them. I have some, I've shown them in some other videos, but I've never gotten the top spot in PR. Usually Karate Mike likes to make sure that I can never get the top spot or that I get 4th. He really seems to enjoy doing that to me. He's a really nice guy, but he's just kind of a jerk about these top 3. But we did it. We did it. Not only did we win the war, I got top first in PR. Never done that in L0ki. I've gotten, I think, 2nd and 3rd before. Never first. And Karate Mike's not even up there, which I feel great about. Like for me, this was like the triple crown, right? My alliance wins. I'm at the top of the PR, and Mike finally knows what it's like to not have something nice at the end of the war. I'm glad he finally has that experience. Obviously, that's all kidding. I love Mike. If it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd understand a single thing that happens in the CCP or that Kabam puts out. He translates it for me. But congratulations to, obviously, myself, Legacy, and Lizer, all in my BG. It was absolutely amazing. Total team effort. So many people stepped up, took tough fights. It feels good to be in the top spot. Now it's just a matter of trying to hold on to it. So much goes into these wars. So many awesome players and alliances are trying to get there. So it just feels cool to be there, at least momentarily, and then to try to hold it. I'd rather be trying to hold it than trying to get it. Let's go ahead and check out the season stats. All right, season stats for L0ki. We're 5-0, sitting at the top. Like, it literally can't get better than that. That's the most important stat for me, is us. Our goal is always Masters. I would imagine we've pretty much secured it. Maybe a couple more wins. I'm not always on top of that sort of thing, but that feels great. Feels good to have our main goal done. Now there's more, though. Now there's more. We want to keep this going, keep it rolling. We're having a blast together. Started before the season even started. You could just feel a lot of camaraderie, a lot of fun, people enjoying the game. It felt really good. I'm excited about it. I have 30 kills and 2 deaths. I'm going with 2. I probably will get out the last war video. I had 2 deaths in it. One of them was an absurdly busted boss fight. I put out a video on that. Really upset, and I wanted to talk to Kabam, and I gave them the feedback in the CCP server on Discord, but also I thought it was important that they get it on YouTube as well, and I wanted to talk to you, the viewers. So I'm going with I have 2 deaths. I don't care what Clown says with PR. Now, 2 boss solos, both with Miguel, no surprise. 4 total champions used. Obviously, I've brought in others, but those are for synergies. 3 defender kills to keep it up to date. America now has 2, and Angela's got 1. Some pretty tough defenders. Angela can be real troublesome with that global, especially on particular nodes. And then you can see the nice pie chart there. Miguel has taken almost 72% of my fights. He's a beast. It makes sense, and he's very good in the game anyway. We just promoted him to top shelf in the champion rankings, but he's especially good in war, especially great for war. Moldude and Torch each have taken in, it looks like 1 fight apiece. And then Nimrod, my boy Nimrod, also just recently promoted to the top shelf in my champion rankings. He's great all around. The guy is just amazing. Took some very, very tough fights with him, and I think he's now come in for 2 fights. Thank you so much for watching. I think it's abundantly clear. When the game's not bugged, I absolutely love this game. I'm having a blast with war. I'm having a blast in L0ki. Congratulations to the whole alliance. Like, it's just really, really fun. And I hope your war season is going well too. I know a lot of you are letting me know on Discord and in the comments you're having a blast. The game can be incredibly fun. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.